Welcome to another episode of A Middle-Aged Gym Rat. That's me. This episode is going to be a little bit of I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyway, and the Middle-Aged Gym Rat. What we're doing today is that we're making a home gym out of a spare bedroom that we have in our house. I am doing this on the cheap. And so what we've done is we've got this bedroom in our house. It's no longer being used. For a long time, this was me and my wife's bedroom before we built the other half of our house. Since then, we've had various kids live in here, and for the last little while, it's been completely empty, just for people who come to visit. So here's the plan. This is just a regular sized bedroom. We've got to keep the bed in here because we are still going to have people visiting. In fact, my son's coming home tonight, and he's going to end up sleeping in this room. But I want to make this a little bit more into a home gym. We've got little bits and pieces that we've collected along the way. Some we've purchased for birthdays and such. Some pieces I've been able to scrounge at DI, which is a thrift shop nearby. And I always keep my eye out for stuff like that because, like I said, I'm a cheapskate. And so this is how you make a gym if you're cheap like me. The first thing that has to go is this carpet. This carpet is original to the house. It's been here since 1984. It is way past its age, and this carpet has to go. But I don't want to just put more carpet in if I'm going to use this as a home gym for the next little while. Go in here. These are 3/4 inch foam tiles, specifically for a gym. They have a texture on them so that you have some traction on the floor. I'm going to tear out all this carpet and I'm going to lay these down across the entire floor. I'm not going to glue them down because someday when we want to move out of this house, I don't think the new owners want a home gym in here, at which time we'll have to take this back up, put in carpet before we move. And so I'm going to put this in, but I'm going to put it in floating so that at some future date we can remove them. So first task, we got to get all of this furniture out of here. Got the bedroom all cleaned out. I've still got the bed in here, but other than that, everything's cleaned out. Now it's time to tear up the carpet. You should never do this job. Look what was underneath that carpet. Of course, it's been nearly 30 years of people walking over it, and the black isn't mold, it's dirt. And it's also the underlayment was starting to disintegrate. But even so, all this is dirt. It was just underneath the carpet. So, okay, the next thing needs to come up is all of this tack board. Have my handy dandy crowbar and we'll just pull it up and throw it away. Okay, we have all of the staples out of the floor. We have it vacuumed up and now we're ready to lay the floor. I'm going to lay the floor very similar to how you would do a floating laminate flooring. I don't know if that's the real way to do it. The real proper way to do it would be to glue these down so that they don't move. But I have commitment problems and don't want to commit this room to having a floor like this forever. And so in lieu of that, I'm going to do it like a floating laminate floor. And so the first thing we're going to do is lay down a barrier that goes between the floor and the tiles. This will do two things. One, it will make the floor a little bit softer to walk on. It will also keep the floor in place, keep it from sliding around. There'll also be a barrier between what happens up above and the subfloor itself. So if you spill something on the floor up above, it's not going to necessarily soak into the subfloor. So the way that these go together is they just snap together like a big puzzle piece. There are edges that have the puzzle piece, and then there's also these pieces here that will fit on and then create a soft edge. Now I might be a little bit short on pieces, and so right now we're going to leave a little bit to where we will come back, and then we'll have to do some cutting to finish off the floor. Once we have all the rows put together, to keep this from coming apart, I'm just going to use duct tape and put duct tape on this underneath parts of the seams. And hopefully that will keep it all together from coming apart as we go. I don't know that duct tape's the correct thing. That's what we're using. And here we are. Everything is down. Here's our new floor. We don't have quite enough. I'm going to have to order some more. You can see underneath the bed I wasn't able to finish there. And also around this edge here. And so I'll probably have to order 2 more packages to finish this off. But once that's done, we'll have our little home gym. Still going to have a bed in our home gym because, well, it's also a spare bedroom. But now it's time to bring everything in.
6 months later.
Okay, it's a few weeks later. We have another set of tiles that we can use to finish up the corners and the edges. And so we are cutting these tiles to fit. So the first thing you do is you measure how far it is that you need. And you have to make sure you measure inside the notches and take the notches into an account. Then you just go and mark your measurements, and then using a square draw a line. Okay, then using your square for your straight edge and just a utility knife, you just go ahead and cut. Trying to make sure that you don't cut the floor underneath.
Yeah.
Once you have it cut, it's just a matter of putting it in, and if you're right, that should go right against the wall. Some people say that you should leave a little bit of a gap because this can expand and contract, but we're doing it straight to the wall. So when all is said and done, here we are. We have a floor. Floor's all done. We got everything moved back in. We have our weights here in the corner, our small weights. Still have our bed so that when my son comes home he has somewhere to sleep. Moved in the curl bar, the weight bench. We have various bands there in the back so that you can do various resistance. All with the brand new floor that we just put in, and then finally just a chin-up bar. And so this is our brand new home gym on the cheap. I think it turned out pretty okay. That's the end of this episode of Middle-Aged Gym Rat. I have my own gym now that when I don't go to the gym, I still have somewhere to work out. And it's turned out, I think, a little bit better than I'd hoped. And so, like usual, if you want to see past episodes of Gym Rat, click up there. If you want to subscribe, click up here. See ya!